Hi, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to our Facebook Live. I know that you've already got to seen us yesterday, 2 times 1 week.
Yeah,
What a surprise.
right? Oh my goodness. So today we are going to go over due diligence. But before we get started, my name is Diana Hoff. For those of you who haven't joined us before, I am the Business and Marketing Coordinator with West IRA. I handle a lot of the education, answer a lot of questions. I do seminars and a lot of our events. And if you call and have questions, sometimes you'll get me, sometimes you'll get Bianca, or sometimes you'll get one of the Megans.
And as she just introduced me, I'm Bianca Kruger. I am your IRA specialist. I assist all of our clients with getting open and funded. Questions that you have, I'm more than happy to help you with whatever you may need here at Mountain West.
Absolutely. So today we have a lovely bit on due diligence because, oh my gosh, it's so incredibly important to do your due diligence. Let me go ahead and bring up the slideshow here. So a lot of times when you are going to be investing, people are so gung-ho and ready to go that they don't stop to really think about it, especially if you're really good at, you've bought a million houses or you're a realtor. Sometimes you need to stop, take a breath, and think about something. If you're new, you need to really seriously think about what you're doing. And today we're going to discuss everything with due diligence. However, first of all,
so we always want to go over our disclaimer, just so you know, because we're always happy to give all the free education, but we want to let you know that we do not offer investment, tax, financial, or legal advice to clients. We do not promote, endorse, or offer any types of investments. Individuals who believe they need this type of advice should consult with the appropriate professionals licensed in that area. You've heard it from me before, but I'm always going to say it again. A nice analogy that I like to go for is if you break your foot, you don't go to your regular doctor, you go and see a specialist. This includes with your IRAs and especially your self-directed IRAs. You always want to make sure someone that specializes specifically in what you are wanting to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. So everybody knows the 4 basic steps to do self-directed IRAs, and that is, first of all, you open and fund your IRA, then you invest in what you know, and then your IRA can grow, and you have the ability to control that. But the big part of investing is know what you're investing about. You need to research and choose your own investment, and then you tell us what you want to invest in. And then we help you with that paperwork, and then we help you keep an eye on that. We do all the record keeping and stuff. So a lot of times people are going to be very interested in real estate because real estate is such a good way to grow your IRA. So you can do real estate buy and holds, Airbnb, single family rentals, all that sort of stuff. You can do buy and sell where you fix and flip, rehab. You can do wholesaling or distressed properties. You can even do real estate notes. The key is that you really need to make sure that the property that you're looking at or the property that you're securing the note with has been looked over and you have done your due diligence. So once you decide on a type of investment that you want to do, you must do your research before jumping in with both feet. You all know at the end of the day, you are solely responsible for protecting yourself when you purchase your investment by doing thorough due diligence. So investments in real estate can deliver amazing returns, but none of us have money to just throw away and burn. Under the right conditions in real estate, you get amazing returns. This translates to performing comprehensive due diligence and going into the deal with your eyes wide open. No amount of research can guarantee that you won't encounter issues with a deal or even with a property after you've purchased it. But taking the time to investigate everything from the home's condition to the economic climate, even trends in the area. All of this can help you reduce your risk.
Right. And real estate happens to be one of our most popular assets here at Mountain West IRA, whether it's directly investing in real estate or even a private placement real estate that we've gone over in previous Facebook Lives. The biggest thing that we do want to stress is do your due diligence, and that's our whole Facebook Live is about. Doing your research is so important. You know, you wouldn't go and buy a pair of shoes if you knew they were going to break in 2 weeks. So it's good to know about all the different facets of these deals.
Right. Another thing you can do is evaluate the market. Now, hey, it's the 21st century. Hop onto Google. Take a look at what's going on. Join a meetup in your area. Use your own online research, and never underestimate the power of your tribe. Who do you know? Who do you hang out with? Who are your contacts? Who's inside your personal community of contacts? Friends, family. You can get insights from real estate agents, appraisers, and others in the industry to get a really good feel for property values in the area and how they're trending. Also, what is the trend now? But also, where is it likely to go? If the trend is flat or going down, is that likely to continue? Are you buying a bargain that'll yield good returns, or maybe it's time to go into your exit strategy and look elsewhere? Is there an impending change in the market that'll drive higher property values? Oh gosh, look what is and has been happening around the new Amazon distribution center. If you had bought there early, what would it look like now? And what's it going to look like a year or two from now? And think about it. Can you hold that property long enough to benefit from the changes that are going to be made? So can't stress enough. It's important to know the market. Also, tour the property. You need boots on the ground. Now, if you're buying local, you can go look at that property. That's not an issue. But if you're buying property in another state, can you afford to go look at it? Or do you know someone there who can be your boots on the ground, somebody that you trust that can go take a look at that property with a very discerning eye? It's never a good idea to purchase property simply based on descriptions from the seller or even your own real estate agent, especially if you're considering an out-of-state investment. It's important that you do a thorough walkthrough of the home and also the immediate neighborhood. Drive around, take a look, see what's happening. It can really be an eye-opener. Also, if it's a fourplex. If it's a fourplex, you need to see each unit. If it's 100-door apartment complex, don't just look in every other apartment. You need to check each one. Don't go see this one because this is this floor plan, this one because this is this floor plan, and call it good, because they're not going to show you the ones with problems. If you don't go see every one, you could be missing something that could cost you a lot of money down the road. So it's really, really important to take a look. Also, unless you're buying a distressed property to renovate, or maybe a fix and flip that's off market, you need a professional to do an inspection. Your walkthrough of the property is an important step, since you don't want to pay a professional to do an inspection if you see glaring red flags just from walking in the door. However, once a property passes your review, you should have an inspector do an in-depth assessment. An inspector can detect problems with the home's structure or systems that may not be readily apparent. If you're buying a distressed property and you work with a contractor, take them with you to identify what needs to be fixed and how much that'll cost. Spending a little now can save you big later. This is where people who do this for a living have an up on a lot of us, because they have seen so many homes, they can walk into it and figure out what's going on. But until you've done that yourself a few times, absolutely hire a professional. And you will have to get an inspection if you're getting any type of non-recourse loan. Research the title. This is one that a lot of people don't think about. But the last thing you want to discover after someone has sold you their property is that they didn't have the legal right to do that. Or it might come with liens or other legal issues that you have to resolve. You may consider purchasing title insurance, which can help you avoid issues like other mortgages on the property, claims by heirs, unpaid back taxes, or any other type of encumbrances that are just going to be a major headache and probably end up costing you a lot of money. Also, review a land survey. Does the structure sit within the legal boundaries of the property? It's rare that a home does not, but if you buy one that crosses a lot line, it can be a major legal and financial headache. Zoning and HOA. This is important. Check your zoning laws or the HOAs, because it would be unusual that an existing home would be in an area that is not zoned for residential use, but zoning could have changed since the property was built. And any changes you might want to make to the property may not be allowed. You should confirm that the property you are interested in has the proper zoning designation. And I can't stress enough, especially with a lot of the new builds, make sure that you're in a HOA area that allows you to do what you want to do. If your plan is to purchase this perfect home so that you can turn it into an Airbnb, but the HOA says that it must be owner occupied, that's not going to work. So know your HOAs and know your zoning laws. It can save you a lot of headaches down the line. Get an appraisal. You should know a property's valuation before you make an offer. Now, if you're lucky, you found an off-market deal and you know that your loan to value or the money that you spend, you're going to get back nice and easy. But if you're buying off the MLS or not a off-market deal, you really need to get an appraisal, know your market. You should be looking out always, always for your own best interests. At the end of the day, you are solely responsible for protecting yourself when you purchase real estate by doing thorough, really thorough due diligence. It doesn't matter if you're looking for your dream home or your next investment to add to your portfolio of assets. The buck stops or grows with you. So do your due diligence.
Excellent. And something that I also wanted to make sure that we touched on is also doing your due diligence on the companies and people that you're choosing to do work for with. So if you chose a contractor, we would definitely want you to make sure that you are looking into that contractor, see if they had any grievances, maybe check out the Better Business Bureau. There's lots of ways to be able to, like your first mentioned, Google. We have at your fingertips, you can Google anyone and any business. As well as another great option is a property manager. So if you're not located in the state that you're wishing to purchase, you can always get a property manager. You definitely want to do your due diligence on them as well, so that if you don't have to fly to your property every so often, you can have a property manager do that on your behalf, which is a lot of our clients do, because all of our clients have properties all over the US and internationally. So there's just so many multifaceted due diligence that you need to do your research, write everything down, do your pros and cons, because this is your choice, this is your investment, and you want to make sure that you are doing the best for you and your retirement funds.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's so important, especially if you're going into something quickly. And there is one thing I'd like to bring up. I had a client a few weeks ago who called me all excited. She had some funds in her account and she found something and she was just going to go for it and pull the trigger because it was going to be wonderful. And so I had her explain to me what it was so I could make sure she had the proper paperwork. And I got this little warning bell inside and I said, well, did you make sure you did your due diligence? And she says, well, what does that mean? Which is kind of why we put this together. And I said, well, that's when you kind of check it out. Take a second, Google it. I kind of mentioned Google it a couple of times. So she goes, okay. So I sent her the paperwork that she needed, hoping that she would Google what it was she was trying to do. She did. She called me back and she goes, yeah, I'm not going to do that. So she was being encouraged to hurry up and get in on this amazing thing before it went away. And what
And
it
that's a
was
huge
is
red
somebody
flag.
tells you to hurry, that's a huge red flag.
Big red flag.
Sometimes it's legitimate and there is a time factor. But if somebody's telling you, you must do this right now, hurry, 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 take a deep breath, step back, Google it. You'd be amazed how many things you can find out might not be something you want to do just simply by looking it up. Talk to a professional, talk to a CPA, talk to a realtor, give us a call. And if we are reminding you 3 times during the call to do your due diligence, you might want to go ahead and do your due diligence. So we want you to succeed. And we're so excited with some of the things you guys come up with to invest in. It's fantastic. And 99.9% of the time it works and it's amazing, but you must do your due diligence. Remember, the buck stops with you.
And keep in mind that these are investments. Investments come and they go. If it's a solid investment, there's going to be another opportunity for that type of investment in the future. You never want to fund so quickly you didn't even read your paperwork. And that's something that you also want to do in your due diligence. Read the fine print. If you have a contract in front of you, take the time, get your coffee, get your tea, be in a room and really read the paperwork that you are signing up for. I know some of these documents can be 50 pages long, but if you are reading the paperwork, highlight the questions that you don't know. Be informed. I know, for example, for myself, I went into a lease a couple of years ago and I read all the fine print. And I made sure to clarify in certain areas when the owner could come in and visit the property if they needed to come in immediately, what those timelines are, key fobs, stuff like that. And my realtor was so surprised that I actually read the entire rental agreement. And I'm like, if I'm signing my name, if you are signing your name, you want to make sure that you have read and approved. And that is why we have that on every single one of our documents that doesn't say Mountain West at the letterhead. You have to read and approve every single document that you are signing and completing. It is so important. You could be signing away your rights. You want to make sure that you are well informed and you read everything that you are doing with your retirement funds. This is your future.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you have any questions, go ahead and type them in. If you came in late or if you missed this, you might be catching us on a replay. We always have the replays both on Facebook and on our Zoom channel. Just look up Mountain West IRA and you can go back and see the whole history of the whole history. Tomorrow, we're going to have Megan Gillane and Megan Brenneman on, and they will be going over wealth building and the philosophy of wealth building and how to replace your JOB with passive income, how to build that wealth, the steps that you need to take. So be sure and tune in. They'll be on tomorrow at 10 Mountain Time, which is 12
Eastern Standard Time, correct?
Eastern Standard Time, yeah. Bianca and I are not in the same time zone, but we work the same hours technically.
Exactly.
So, thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you tomorrow, and be sure and join in our Facebooks. And if there's anything you want to know about, you just send us a comment, give us a call, and we will help you out.
Of course. And don't forget to like and share Facebook Lives and YouTube broadcasts. It's always great to be able to share this information with your family and friends. It could never hurt.
Absolutely. And you have a fantastic day.
Have a great day.